Hey Shiva, have you started growing plants in your house?
Yes, Kavya. Obviously, this is an urgent need. I can't even able to find a small piece of land to grow plants near my surroundings. So, I started growing them in my home, in balconies, terraces, and even some in indoor.
Yes, of course. We are the one who created this problem. So we need to find innovative ways through which plants can be grown.
Kavya, this is where biophilia plays a major role in building the surroundings, and hence it leads to create a better environment and ecosystem. Through this, not only us, even buildings can live and breathe.
I think it's a duty to tell people about the importance of biophilia.
Nowadays, in modern cities, we are living in individual houses, apartments, high rises, and working completely in air conditioned spaces, which makes us disconnected from the nature, right? Through biophilia, we can bring back the nature closer to us by growing them onto the building and inside the building.
Yes, there are various benefits to this. Firstly, the air in the vicinity gets purified, filled with oxygen, and makes us healthy. And secondly, we all go to the parks, do walking, get some fresh air. We just get relaxed and chilled out. This is because visually seeing the greenery and getting connected with nature makes our body feel fresh. A lot of people realized this during the lockdown of COVID. You know this, right?
Yeah, a lot of people have been concentrated more on improving their physical and mental health. If I'm right, various research papers and articles also have been published on this, right? How people emotionally get healthier while connecting themselves with the nature. The connection which we had lost with the nature is now rebuilt again, and this makes the next generation to understand the value of the nature and the importance of being connected to the nature.
Not only us, even the earth gets benefited out of all this. The loss of greenery that we did all these years cannot be compensated by growing trees and plants outdoors. Something beyond that is required. The roads, the buildings, and the concrete surfaces are the potential sites for increasing the volume of greenery.
There is one such country that has achieved without knowing that it is biophilia, and the earth needs it extremely.
I know! It is Singapore!
Yes, you have guessed it right. In a span of 21 years, Singapore population has been increased by 2 millions. But additionally, the green cover also have been increased from 36 to 47 percentage. If you see, Singapore is very similar to India in terms of geographical positioning, but once it was lacked in basic necessities of economical stable country.
But this led them to the development of efficient water recycling systems, machineries to produce alternative sources of energy, grew trees and plants all over the country, and monitored their environmental impact and performance. But do you guys know how it all started?
Singapore had also concentrated on naturalization of water catchments, wetlands, waterways, and man-made biospheres. They converted the concrete canals into rivers and replanted trees to filter the rainwater. But do you guys know what they did further?
Singapore has less than 1% of tillable land, and farming has taken backseat due to ultra high technologies. It has become this tech park, but they still continue to bring innovative methods to cultivate crops and vegetables on the rooftops. They created this dense tree canopies above the roads, converted the damaged road reserves into park connectors, and experimented with the green walls of the buildings.
But Kavya, Singapore is such a small country. If they were able to implement all these, how can we do this in India?
If you build a new development, you have to replace the same amount of greenery that you destroyed. This is their motto. Singapore roughly has a population density of about 8,500 per square kilometer. But India, although being the highest populated country in the world, has a density population of only about 480 per square kilometer. If such a densely populated country like Singapore can achieve so much, then why not India? Then why not India?
Interesting. Ultimately, all these lies in our hands. If we all come together, we can definitely make a better India and better world. I think it's high time to tell everyone about how we can achieve all these.
Now, there are various methods on how you are trying to bring nature within the building. It depends upon the scale of the design and the purpose of the design. If you are constructing an independent house, the compound walls, the outer walls of the building can be covered with creepers and climbers such that it covers like a blanket above them. Medium-sized shrubs can be kept in the balconies and on the terraces. But I suggest hovering plants add more aesthetics to it. By creating huge skylights and atrium within the building, a large tree can be grown inside under the sunlight. When it comes to designing apartments, the balconies and the outer walls of the building are the potential sites where you can cover it with green plants such that it forms a layer, protects it from sunlight, and prevents it from getting heated more and more during the day. These are some methods through which you can make your home feel as natural as possible.
Yes, even in some offices, they are letting in light with the glass and growing various plants, which allows us to have a sync of a day and season. Additionally, the designs are also evolving to have an option of working in outdoor beside plants and water bodies. Also, in schools and colleges, the corridor can be lined up with the plants and a small shared space can be opened to a space where it is fully filled with greeneries. Most importantly, the gardens are given more importance as much as the playground.
Finally, to conclude upon, if the most used spaces such as schools, offices and houses, if they are designed in accordance to bring nature inside, then I'm sure this world slowly becomes a better place to live in. And that's why we want to collaborate with you. Meet you in the next video and please join us in the social movement. Until then, like, share and subscribe.